What's going on, guys? Welcome to a review, actually, of Season 1 of the Pallet Town League. So, a lot of you know I did miss a few of the last games of the season, mainly because they were quite depressing, actually. So, that's really the reason for me not recording them. But I thought, you know what? A lot of you guys actually kind of watched the videos that I did upload. So, I thought, you know what? Why not let you all know where everything kind of finished up for me and also the other members, so you know what happened and with playoffs and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna jump into it and start off with the squad. It's been a while since I've actually used these members, so I may have forgot about their input and that kind of thing. So I guess I'll start off with the most valuable Pokemon for me, and we'll kind of run through them individually. So Talonflame, first time I've used it competitively. It wasn't for me what was expected, so it's just a route for people to just go, right, I need to set up rocks against this guy. And do you know what? I hate that. I hate that because you're working around the rocks. You've got to get rid of them before you can bring Talonflame in. It is a nuke. It's an absolute nuke. But you know, it's such an offensive presence that a lot of people mainly prep for it, and because they're a very defensive kind of setup, it's hard to work your way around. So because it's the first time I use it, I mean, next time if I used it again, which probably I won't, then I'll build a team that worked better with it. Perhaps a few other Pokemon which can absolutely destroy the mons that Talonflame can't beat. So that was that. Mega Ampharos, a good highlights of the season, I guess. Traded it after week 1. Initially I had Mega Scizor, which I don't think I actually used even in week 1, so that was a shame. But it was a good Pokemon, slow Volt Switcher, which I primarily brought it as. And even a few of the seasons, because you didn't have to bring it as a Mega. I brought it as actually an Assault Vest, so I could bring Mega Lopunny. Because who doesn't bring Mega Lopunny? I mean, really, it just destroys things. You got Crobat. I think it comes to 2 matches. One is a nasty plot sweeper, which would have worked barring a crit. But that's that. Suicune is my man. Putting a lot of work through the season, but people know what I'm like when I get a calm mind off. It can be really threatening. So a lot of people plan to stop that, and they did it really well. Gorbis. Why not draft Gorbis as a Pokemon in a tier which had probably Happiny left, so I thought, why not? And in one of the games, which I'll talk about in a minute, it did actually help to secure me a massive victory. We got Sneasel. Sneasel I was actually really happy with. I have used it before, but in this league especially, it did in such a kind of, I guess, a poor season, it really stood out. So Dark Ice typing is key. Having Stab Ice on your team is really crucial. We got Tyranitar, which barely came. We got El Scizor. I'm just going to run through these. And we got Meowstic, the Prankster model. Then we got Mega Lopunny, which we'll probably go into more depth in a minute. We got P2, and then we got Donphan. So in terms of the Pokemon which I thought actually did the best, and I think it actually came to every game of the season. So naturally this Pokemon is probably going to be a more defensive type, because your defensive core rarely changes unless you really need to deal with a Pokemon, in which you'll probably add one rather than take out your 2 key ones. And that Pokemon for me was actually Porygon 2. First time I've used Porygon 2 competitive, and do you know what? With an Eviolite and working around knockoff isn't as bad as you'd expect. It really can. It takes a lot of hits on both sides. It has got a large move pool as well. Notably, you'll probably bring Tri-Attack and Ice Beam, or Tri-Attack and Thunderbolt, or something like that. But then it gets T-Wave, it gets Toxic, Recover. It is so hard to beat, and it can kind of win you a game at the end, and it's hard to prep for. So I really did. I enjoyed P2, and I also like how kind of cute it is as kind of the duck Pokemon. And I guess second on that list would probably be Mega Ampharos, actually. Mega Ampharos is really hard to take down, and you notice that when you actually play with it. It can take a lot of hits, especially as you've got to prep for the opponent, and you can design it how you want. And that slow Volt, which is absolutely beautiful. Having momentum, even against Pokemon which is probably gonna switch, probably gonna stay. It doesn't really matter. It helps with the slow Volt switch. And third on the list, I'm actually probably going to put Sneasel against SFJ in one of the games. Every time it came in, it killed something. So it shows the power of it for a low tier pick, and I was really happy with it. Kind of Robin Hood down there. Yeah, that's really it for the top three. But as a team, it didn't really function as well as it did together. Like I say, it didn't really support Talonflame as much. I thought Tyranitar and Suicune and also Donphan would, and also Megalopony would probably get rid of a lot of things, but they really didn't. They just didn't do what I wanted them to do. They didn't find times where it may have been down to me. It didn't really find times to open up gaps for Talonflame, and my opponents did really play well against me, so I can't complain. It is what it is. But yeah, that's probably the last time you'll ever see that team together, actually. And in fact, this is probably the last time you'll see a kind of update from me in terms of a season update when before Sun and Moon. So next time you'll probably see a draft review with the likes of the new starter evolutions leaked today. If any of you guys haven't seen them, then I'd certainly go check them out. There's a video on Pokemon's YouTube channel, and they are amazing, especially the Fire Dark type. But I'm not going to go into that right now. So yeah, that's the squad and the results. So you can see from this, I mean, I'm just going to jump to the last 4 weeks. So week 6 to week 9, loss. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, minus 11 differential. And my 3 wins, I only got +9, so that immediately cancelled it out. Start of the season up to week 5, I was actually in a really positive mood. I was in a playoff spot from week 2 onwards. Even when I lost to Max, I think I was in a playoff spot, and then to win 5-0, to win 4-0, I was getting so positive. Knowing what games were coming up, the game against Marcello was the important one, as you'll see when the table comes up. And to lose that 5-0, I mean, after the battle, it was very much a case of, yeah, the result doesn't really reflect the match, if I'm honest, because we both played really, really well. It was just he prepped in a very defensive style, and I prepped in a very offensive style, which wasn't able to break him. As much as I tried pulling doubles and all this stuff, it just wasn't working. So he had a good team to wall my offensive threats, and that was really the end of it. So Stibe and SFJ I expected to lose, but positively. I mean, SFJ finished first, Stibe finished second, as you'll see. And to lose only 2-0 and 1-0 to them respectively, especially after playing the way I did against them, then I'll probably leave the replays actually in the description to all these battles. So out of all of them, if you're going to check one out, then Stibe or SFJ, I'd definitely check those out. And then week 9 versus Frankie. Actually in week 9 we all kept our battles secret until they'd all played, so we sent them all the replays to a neutral party. And at the end they were all revealed, which is good. I'd definitely incorporate that in the league, guys. It's an idea from Tom. As much as I don't want him to take credit for it, it really was. So congrats on that, Tom. It was a very fun time waiting. But as soon as I know I'd lost 3-0, I was out anyway, so it wasn't really as good for me. So yeah, it's they were all I figured I played really well in all of the matches really. Apart from the one against Justin, that was the only one I felt I really played badly in. It's just that my opponents played really, really well, and sometimes that happens and it makes a good battle, and it often comes down to team matchups and your prep and that kind of stuff. So props to everyone I played. I did really enjoy all of the matches actually, even the ones I lost. Probably not so much the Marcello one, because getting walled out is never fun. It was good thinking about it, but the happiness side of it was lacking. So yeah, we'll move on. Some depressing results there to look back on, especially as this league probably started 2 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. So to go back to that match against Tom is hard to remember, but all I remember from that one is the rock reducing berry, I can't remember what it is, and a hit on his Venusaur. Talonflame, 2 last Pokemon in, Brave Bird, takes the hit, Hidden Power Rock, kills me. That's seriously good prep. I can't think of another situation where prep has really come into play to that degree. So props to you, Tom, on that one. And yeah. So the final table, to finish 8th, that is so depressing to look at. I mean, it's going back to the days when I first started competitive Pokemon that I was down there. But to be fair, my first season there was about 14 people, and I finished about 2 and 12 or something like that, 2 and 11. Can't remember, but 3 and 6 differential, not all that bad considering the 8th place finish. Anthony 1 and 8 to win 1, considering it was his first ever season, I think, or second maybe, I don't know. Is credible. Justin 1 and 8. He's probably looking at that thinking, I should be way higher than that, considering how much he plays. And yeah, you can see how close it was. So going into the final week, Max, Patrick, Tom, Frankie, Marcelo and myself had chances at playoffs. I was in 7th, Frankie was in 8th. So you can see Frankie just about made it on wins. Marcelo was fighting away. He was, I think he lost his final week against Justin like 5-0 or something. So a game you'd expect to win, and he really threw it away. And I can see the lines don't actually match up there, the dotted lines. So under 6th, and then under Marcelo over the line. So apologies for that. I should check that. Props to SFJ. I didn't realise he actually lost the game. I thought he went winless, so I'll have to check that after. But yeah, 8 and 1 is amazing, and this is the first time I've ever seen him play, so I've learned a lot from watching him. Stibe expected up there. Max, Patrick, Tom, Frankie, yeah, absolutely. Frankie was probably picked to finish 9th pre our game, but it shows. Had I beat Frankie, I would have made the playoffs. So I was still in with a chance, and it was unfortunate, but Frankie played seriously well in that game, so props to him. So yeah, that was the final table, guys. We are coming back with season 2. I'm pretty sure it'll be after Sun and Moon at this rate, so expect to see some new Pokemon coming in to the team. Hopefully, if they're not all kind of drafted, all the good ones. I'd just like to take a moment to just kind of thank you for PTL has been going on since I first ever started YouTube. So whoever's been watching my videos, I really appreciate your support. I hope you join me back for season 2, and I hope you're also watching some of my other battles in the UBC, which is actually on hold at the moment, but it is kind of ongoing, and the Sky Pillar Pokemon Federation. Go check the channel out. There's also some TCG stuff going on. So yeah, just really appreciate it, guys. And next up, I think we've got week 4 of the Sky Pillar Pokemon Federation. And then there is actually a new TCG set coming out in about 3 days from now. Which is pretty much a replica of the first ever Pokemon set that came out, and I can't wait. So might buy a big box of that and open it with Mimi. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys either in the next season or in the next episode. Bye bye.